didn't get there fast enough. Fuck.
Just cut it out.
Okay. Anyway, welcome back to Rated R Gamers. John here.
Hey guys, Matt here.
Gamescom fucking blew our minds. Microsoft started it off.
Yeah, I have to say Microsoft did really well.
Really fucking well.
I was happy with a lot of the Windows 10 stuff, which means, like, one of the features they announced is that if you have Windows 10, which they announced before, but I feel like they elaborated on it more. If you have Windows 10, not only are you allowed to connect to your Xbox Live account, whether you have an Xbox or not, you can also play with the people on your Xbox Live account, so it's cross-compatibility with Xbox One.
Yeah, with most Xbox One exclusive games.
Exactly.
So, like, Fable Legends, Halo should see it.
Gears of War was one of them.
Gears of War. Pretty much all of their first-party titles are going to have that. So, like, all the games that they announced will be there, too.
I'm sure some third parties will be there.
Third-party exclusives will be there, too. They kicked off the show with Quantum Break from Remedy.
Yes, I've been waiting for another game from them since Alan Wake, right? That was them, right?
Yeah.
I wish they would do an Alan Wake 2, and supposedly they said it's not in the works.
Yeah,
it's definitely the idea is there, but that game it took so long for them to make that game. I can understand why they want to take a break from it for a little bit. It takes them so long
to make every game.
Yeah, well. So hopefully Quantum Break will come out soon.
April 4th.
No shit.
April 5th. It's either April 5th or April 4th, 2016. It'll be out with the show at the same time.
Wow.
The show's in the game and it ties in. They showed the show.
I hope that works a lot better than Defiance. But I mean, the game looks interesting enough.
Oh my god.
I mean, oops, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
The game looks interesting enough. I mean, and I trust Remedy after Alan Wake. So, yeah, I'm hyped for it.
I feel like what they're doing with the game is they definitely changed over the course of the last year. The gameplay that they showed last year was totally different than what they showed this year.
Did they even show gameplay last year? I just remember the trailer.
It was very little bit, but it was so different. And they announced that they actually have like big name actors in it. If anybody knows,
I saw that.
Sean Ashmore from the X-Men movies. I don't know what the guy's name is that he's in. He's the villain. The guy who's the villain is from Dark Knight Rises. He's the one in the plane in the beginning interrogating Bane.
Oh,
he's the main villain. He's also from Game of Thrones. Someone said Littlefinger. I don't know Game of Thrones, so don't quote me. But yeah, definitely that looked fucking great. Then we got our first glimpse of Scalebound.
Right.
That was definitely the game to fucking see.
I mean, the gameplay wise, it looked like Devil May Cry and Final Fantasy had a baby to me. I don't know, that's the way I took it. It's like you have the RPG elements of you have the items. Monster Hunter actually, or Soul Sacrifice I should probably say, it had the same sort of HUD layout where on the left hand side on the bottom left you have the items that you could equip like Token or something like that. Quick items, quick slot for healing and stuff like that. And then it had RPG elements of he seemed to have abilities when he used his sword and stuff like that. And it looked like the dragon AI also had its own abilities that you can level up almost. Yeah. I mean, I could assume based on how he did different breath attacks and stuff like that. And each attack did damage. I don't know if you noticed. So there is an RPG element. You definitely can level up in that game. Your equipment upgrades or something like that.
You open chests.
Yeah.
New gear after you complete your quest.
Right. And then I don't know the premise of the game. They didn't really talk much about it.
Much on the premise.
But you definitely get to control your dragon is definitely a big part of the game.
Yeah.
As well as big bosses being a huge part of the game. Your character can also transform, which I thought was interesting.
So
that's why he looked like a dragon, dragonkin type thing. I don't know. But it reminded me a lot of Final Fantasy and DMC, a lot of those elements, and Monster Hunter and Soul Sacrifice, a lot of those elements all put together in one game. And I mean, it looks interesting enough, especially with the co-op.
Not to mention 4-player co-op.
Yeah.
It's going to be coming to the game as well. And also, which I said this, if you watch the trailer, the main character sounds just like fucking Dante. So. From the new DMC, not old DMC, the new DMC, and the music when you're fucking playing. That
hardcore metal.
I honestly cannot wait to see that game.
So, I mean, I want to see more about it. I want to see more of what it's about rather than gameplay. Because, I mean, we've seen gameplay, and it looks really good. But why am I doing this? You know what I mean?
What's the point? Why does he have the dragon on?
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
His deal?
Well, I mean, we probably have to play the game for that. But what is it?
Yeah. What is Scalebound?
Yeah.
What does it mean? I mean, they really didn't elaborate, but they said 2016, so I guess we'll see
soon, I'm sure.
We got our first glimpse of Crackdown 3. Officially Crackdown 3. looks like Crackdown.
Yeah, I was about to say it looks like Crackdown with more destruction.
Fully destructible environments. 100% destructible.
To be fair, I want to say it'll be a possible competitor to Just Cause and Grand Theft Auto, but they're all generally like just destructive, do what you want stylized games.
I don't know how many times you could actually run around and collect orbs and like.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it'll probably be a fun pickup to play with other people and just like fuck around and destroy shit. Not like Grand Theft Auto, but I feel like there'll be less to do than Grand Theft Auto would have.
That's what there was. The drop-off between Crackdown 1 and Crackdown 2 was huge. Crackdown 2 is nowhere near Crackdown 1.
Right.
And then now they have Crackdown 3 with Ruffian Games. I feel like they made... I don't know if they made the first one or the second one. I think they made the second one. So hopefully they're working with them hand in hand. Yeah. But it definitely... It looked okay. We really didn't get much of a glimpse other than... like pre-alpha destruction footage, so this is 2016, so be on the lookout next year for that. We got our first glimpse. I don't honestly give a fuck about it, but we got a glimpse of Halo 5 again.
I feel like we got a lot more multiplayer this time around, and to me,
esports announcers, and everything, like them trying to appeal to the pro players.
Right. And from what I've seen, from what we saw from that clip of the esports players playing with the announcers, to me it looks like it's a lot. They added a lot of features that can be used in competitive playing differently. Similar to Advanced Warfare or Titanfall. I think Titanfall took the lead on that one with all those features like the mantling and the jetpacks and stuff like that. But if Halo, from what I saw on the footage that they showed, the maps worked well with it.
Yeah, they were small,
similar to Titanfall. Yeah,
like strategic maps.
Right, they strategically placed. And one thing I praise Halo on is always their matchmaking maps. Halo 4 was lacking in them, so hopefully that this one, from what it seemed, will be 10 times better when it comes to their map making.
Because they need esports back. Halo hasn't really been all that relevant.
Exactly. So, I mean, with Halo 5 Guardians, I'm hoping that their esports is really good and that, just like it used to be way back when, and that their maps, I think it really comes down to you have these new features, a lot of these new first-person shooters are having these features, and they're not bad. They're just changing up the game a bit. I mean, to me, I wouldn't consider it like original Halo. This is like a new style of Halo. It's a new style Halo. But that doesn't make it bad. As long as everything else is stylized to fit that style of gameplay, it works. Like, my biggest issue with Advanced Warfare, the multiplayer, was, alright, you added all these cool features, that's great, except the maps are just as fucking small, so now I could get across the map and spawn kill someone in half the time. Yeah. So, like, I feel like you have to compensate when you add these new features. Yes, you can move around quicker, yes, you can mantle, yes, there's dodging, but then you have to make the maps bigger for that.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the change per se. I just feel like they took a game that was simple yet competitive and just made it like too over the top. Because when you look at it, you see there's weapon pickups, kind of like Unreal Tournament. So they're trying to get that Unreal Tournament vibe. Then they're trying to get that Halo vibe, and then they're also trying to appeal to people.
To be fair, Halo always has had weapon pickups.
No, but now it's like they're on a portal and they have... Like, Halo always had weapon pickups, but it wasn't...
They were just sitting on the floor.
Yeah, it literally looks like an arena. I mean, yeah, the gameplay mode is called Arena, but it's like, I don't know. It doesn't look like Halo to me. It doesn't feel like Halo. I'm more or less will pick it up just for
It's not supposed to be Halo, in my opinion. It's supposed to be something totally new. Which,
we gotta
again,
hope that
I hope it's not.
Right.
Yeah, I hope it's not bad. That's it.
I hope it
looked good. To me, it looked good. It looked like a different style of competitive, but it looked competitive nonetheless, and it looked well done. But that could have easily been, like, done on purpose, and you know what I mean?
It could go any way with this. It could end up being a blessing in disguise, or it could end up being totally shit for people who aren't pro gamers.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, if 3 for 3 is smart, they'll listen to what people said about Halo 4 multiplayer and the gameplay.
Halo 4 just overall is just bad.
Yeah.
So. But hopefully the campaign's good. We got a nice glimpse of that.
Yeah.
We, right after that, Homefront: The Revolution resurfaced, which I don't think anybody expected, because of what was happening over at Crytek and Deep Silver with that game. To me, it just kind of looked like nothing special. I mean, you said you thought it looked okay.
I was watching it, and I thought it was Black Ops 3. No joke. I was watching it, and I was like, oh, this is Black Ops 3. This is real dope, like, with the futuristic robots and stuff. And then it was like, Homefront Revolution. I was like, oh, that's cool, too.
I just
like,
don't.
I don't know. I'm not excited for it, but it'll be a fun game to pick up when I'm bored one day, like cheap buy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It'll definitely be a cheap buy real quick. They're gonna have for Homefront. There's gonna be the multiplayer beta first on Xbox One. End of this year. The game releases next year. A lot of betas coming.
Excuse me.
This year.
Yeah, I think betas is a smart thing to do, to be honest. But I feel like everyone should jump on betas.
Yeah, because why would you want to release a shit game like let's say Master Chief Collection? If they did a beta for that, that could have gone a totally different way than when it released, which still doesn't work. Yeah. So, we got Homefront: The Revolution. Then they showed some more Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider always looking good.
Well, we had
differences
on that. To me, graphically and like when it comes to lighting and stuff like that, the game looks just like the first game. To be fair, a lot of the content in this new game was actually supposed to be in the first game. So, like, I feel like they didn't change graphically, but definitely when you see the sneaking around and, like, the gameplay mechanics and, like, cursor and stuff like that, they changed a lot of, like, little icons and mechanics and stuff like that. But graphically, to me, it looked the same, which is not a bad thing. The game looks phenomenal graphically. I was just hoping they'd polish it a little more.
Well, they still have a couple months to release.
That is very true. That is very true.
They could add some more polish. I mean, I feel like it was just the stream that made it look bad. I don't know. I feel like when you look at screenshots and stills of the game, Lara definitely does have an added aspect of graphical enhancement to her. Like, when you look at her, the way her face moves, they added some... It's not like going from Uncharted 3 to Uncharted, A Thief's End. It's not like that, but there's slight differences, I'm talking about from the 360 version.
No, I'm talking about definitive.
Oh, definitive
to the new one.
Kind of looks
That's
similar.
what I said. I was like, it looks the same.
It looks similar. In certain ways, it looks better, but in certain ways, it looks similar. But to be honest, what are you gonna? I mean, you can't
And the game's gonna be good either way. The game's gonna be good either way.
Regardless.
Like I said, I was hoping they'd do it some more polish, but the game looks graphically is appealing and the gameplay is great.
It's gonna be nothing to complain about. Fucking game anyway. Microsoft also elaborated on there's gonna be DVR for your television if you connect your cable box to your Xbox, subscription free, coming I think at the end of this year, 2016. They also showed off more Windows 10 stuff, which
a lot of the features on Windows 10 I'm happy about, to be honest. We talked about it a little bit already, but I mean, so far I downloaded it. I like Windows 10. So.
Now there was a game actually I want to actually give a shout out to, and I want to point it out real fast. Aside from Scalebound, there was a game I saw. It was from the id at Xbox. It was, what was that horror game? It was like Days something. It was the game that was making its console debut on Xbox One. The one that you said that if it wasn't on PS4, you'd get it on PC. It's already on PC. I know a lot of YouTubers. Sent it to me in a message.
Yeah, it's We Are the Happy Few.
The Happy Few, yes. That game looked so fucking creepy.
It reminds me of the original BioShock.
Oh my god! It had that music.
It had that old schooly feel.
Mm-hmm.
It had that real dark and almost like fantasy darkness. I don't know how to explain it. Like, everything was really creepy because everyone had the masks and everything. And it reminds me of Splicers from BioShock 1.
Yeah.
Where everyone had the fucked up, New Year masks and everything and all the rabbit masks.
So fucking
It
good.
looks so great. And this game has been getting such amazing reviews on PC.
I thought they were going to say Five Nights at Freddy was going to make its console debut on Xbox
I don't think that would be a good console game.
Whoa!
Yeah, no, I don't think that would be a good console game.
Okay, it wouldn't be a good console game, but it would generate a lot of interest.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
but no, We Are the Happy Few, I believe that's what it's called. And the game, honestly, you could probably look it up on YouTube. I know some YouTubers already have the game for PC. I don't know if it's officially out for PC.
I don't think it's officially out yet.
They might have like early access, beta, whatever it is. But so far, the game looks terrifying and creepy enough, but it's not a dark game.
No, it looks
it's not dark.
It's supposed
just
to be
really
like happy but creepy, but
it's it's almost like you got to think almost like suburban creepy.
Mm-hmm. Like Purge creepy.
Yeah.
That's what it was, like Purge
exactly.
Yeah, like Purge creepy.
That's what it reminds me of.
So fucking
and
good.
It looks phenomenal. Like the developers did so well.
And it's making its console debut on Xbox One, so you'll be able to check that out.
I'm hoping it comes for PS4. I thought it was going to.
Probably timed exclusive.
But if not, I'll get it on PC, Windows 10.
The also you got what the fuck, Ark Survival. is making its console debut on Game Preview on Xbox One.
Ark. If you don't know of Ark, it's one of the many like Rust open world clones that have come out.
But it's fantastic.
Really good,
like Jurassic Park type of shit. But
it's really over the top. It's really it's simple enough where you can pick up and play, but it's complicated enough to have fun and play with your friends and stuff like that. And I'm happy it's coming to console because I feel like it needs...
We knew it was coming to console, the Game Preview.
Yeah, games like this I feel like need a bigger dedication. I mean, we don't want what happened to Rust to happen to other games like this that are actually done well.
Yeah.
No offense to
Because a lot of these developers, they put time into these games. And you know what? It's great because PlayStation, Sony was the place for indies, but now Xbox is really making that indie push. And I feel like they're doing the indie push better now because they realize they fucked up. So now they're pushing indies. They're putting that Game Preview out there so people could try the game. They can buy the game. You know what I mean?
In my opinion, I wouldn't say they're doing indies better. What they're doing is they're pulling the already popular indie games
bringing them to console.
And bringing
Maybe
them
it's
to console.
for their own benefit
and like,
in that way.
Yeah,
that respect.
It's not necessarily a bad thing because that's good for those indie developers who can develop. That means that they get more money to develop on both sides of the genre. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that means the PC game versions that they already have a dedicated fan base to will benefit from that, and that's great. That's not a bad thing. I just think like Sony is better with the indie stuff because they're like, oh, your game isn't even selling on PC? Sure, come on, bring it on our console, and it'll sell. You know what I mean? Like,
sure, I guess, yeah. Microsoft does it more for their own benefit, but still, I mean, at least they're getting support for indies.
Exactly.
We saw Mojang. They spoke about Windows 10 version of Minecraft, which doesn't really need any explanation.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a better version.
But
their new IP.
The new IP that they've been working on, Cobalt. It's a Cobalt.
It's like the color.
Shit. Cobalt. It's a arena style side scroller.
It looks
something like that. That's what I read. It was like an arena style side scroller, and they've been working on it for a little bit. It's making its console debut on Xbox One and PC. I'm pretty sure it's actually exclusive, of course, because Microsoft owns Mojang.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be there. Fucking awesome.
It looked really cool, but I expected more from them, to be honest. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. After creating Minecraft, and I realized that Notch is no longer with them, the creator of Minecraft. After creating such a revolutionary game, and like to have so many clones after it, and it was really popular and all that stuff, and it was just to still have such a huge ass fan base, you went to this action brawler thing.
But you know what the problem is? I'll tell you why that happened.
It's not bad. It's just not what I expected.
It's not bad, but what do you honestly, though, expect? Because, listen, Notch, Marcus Persson or whatever his name is, he made a great game with Minecraft. But I feel like he fucking bailed. He bailed and jumped ship and just sold out. At, like, the peak of his career. You made Minecraft, you were working on other games, and now you fucking sold out. Now, you made all the money you wanted to make. They paid you $2 billion to buy Minecraft, and then you just said, fuck it, I'm done. See you guys later. I'll be a creative consultant, but I have no part in anything you do now. And now, I feel like it gave Microsoft too much creative control over these types of games.
But I want to say, Microsoft bought Minecraft Mojang from Notch.
They bought it for a lot, like $2 billion.
They probably said, oh yeah, we'll give you creative consultant, but they're not consulting him.
No, and they're not consulting, but I feel like he also wants no part. So,
well, why would you want... Okay, let's be honest. Would you want part with Microsoft? Because anything you say, they're not going to listen to.
No, but I feel like he could have done so much more on his own.
You never know. He may straight up just come back one day and be like, so I've created a new game by myself.
He became one of the most powerful game developers on the planet.
And then just disappeared.
And just left. I mean, and he pretty much was like, well, I achieved what I wanted to achieve. Well, see you guys. Like, dude, come on. Started something.
He created Minecraft. This dude, this is the man who created Minecraft. You really think that he's not going to come back in a few years with a brand new IP?
I don't. Because I feel like he seems like the type of guy that's it. He did it. He made it big.
He had his idea. He made the game. He made it big. What if he has another idea? He's probably going to do the same thing again.
And now he has tons of money. I don't know.
Which could easily fund his game.
I feel like he just consults on a lot of things. I don't feel like he wants any part of any games. But then when you look at what they're doing...
He's consulting on the Minecraft movie.
Well, yeah, he has to.
Yeah.
You have to give him some sort of creative fucking ideas because he created it. So he's got to, you got to do it. It's going to be like the Lego movie anyway. But when you look at...
It's going to be cool.
When you look at what they're doing with Cobalt, It looks really cool, but at the same time, I feel like people are like, well, you're making this game. What about Minecraft 2? And I actually read an article just recently, and they said, listen, we haven't even discussed it.
Yeah, there's
but
not
don't
even...
rule it out.
Yeah.
It could happen. Anything's possible with Microsoft.
No, I just expected... I feel like... My problem with Cobalt is that it feels like an indie game.
Yeah, but they have so much money to not be an indie game.
That's what my point.
To be a full-scale retail
after
title.
Minecraft, which was an indie game, was phenomenal and had a huge... You made so much money off of it.
It started
and then your next game is an indie game.
It doesn't make any sense. You would think they would make like a bigger
I think
title.
that's why I'm really disappointed. I expected like a AAA title out of them. I don't think Cobalt's going to be a AAA title.
I expected that game that Notch was working on before he left, which was that... I forgot what it was called. It actually entered preview, and then it got canned.
I don't remember.
It was some sort of like arena shooting game. It looked
maybe
weird.
This is the.
They looked like maybe this is the evolution of
yeah. Maybe this is the brainchild.
It's like a step back. Like, hey, we're gonna make another indie game. Hope you really like it.
Like I said, it doesn't mean it's bad.
Nothing against indies, but just kind of Mojang's direction on what they're doing because
after all the money they have and they're backing up by Microsoft.
And Microsoft's just like, here, guys, listen. You want it? We'll do it. You guys are already successful, and Microsoft will feed the money. Yeah. They'll keep feeding it until it dies, like they do with every other game. They'll keep feeding it, and I don't know why they don't just take advantage. But they're more like, let's create our dream, which is always cool, but at the same time, you're not a creative dream developer anymore. You're a AAA developer.
You did your creative dream.
Yeah. Now you're a AAA developer. Now you have to produce quality games. Not saying this game isn't going to be quality, but just saying you need to produce something more than just this. Like this, we've seen this before. Don't do this again.
Exactly.
Like
I expected more creativity and more bigger.
People will support it. Like they're going off the name because it's like, all right, most people will be like, well, this is a game. But once they see Mojang made it, oh, we're good. We'll buy it, and that's not fair. That's really not fair because at the end of the day, it's,
like for example,
whatever.
Do you remember Behemoth? They made Castle Crashers and Alien Covenant.
Yeah.
After those two games became fucking huge, they did Battle Block Theater. That was their next game. Mm-hmm. That was way different from Castle Crashers, but it was still just as creative and just as crude and still really good. And their whole thing is indie games. Mm-hmm. And their whole thing is that weird blocky artwork.
But they also didn't get bought out for $2 billion.
Exactly. So. But they still have the money to make better games. Mm-hmm. But the games they're making is... I don't know. I feel like they are going bigger, but for what they can. Yeah. And Mojang can do a lot more.
They could do a lot more just because they're so popular.
Like, you know what I mean?
The name is synonymous with gaming right now.
Yeah. Supposedly Behemoth's next game is going to be dope, by the way.
I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen bits and pieces, not at Gamescom, but at other places. But, yeah.
What else did I think
that was it for Mike.
They ended off the show, actually, with another announcement, another Halo announcement. Oh, by the way, Halo console is coming. It's absolutely beautiful. 1 terabyte comes with the game.
Oh, with the Halo controllers as well.
Yeah, Halo controller. Really nice. They also showed Halo Wars 2.
Oh,
which I was actually pretty happy about. They have the people from Total War behind it now.
Wait, did they really?
Yeah. Okay, Creative Assembly and everybody's behind it. It's because the studio that was making it before shut down.
Was garbage.
And they shut down. They're done. But now they have real RTS developers working on the game.
My a lot of big problems with Halo Wars is that it was too of a simplified RTS. It was way too easy for people to pick up on.
It was like the ones on the phones.
Yeah.
It was the ones that came before
RTSs are supposed to be... Not that they're supposed to have a really high learning curve, but they're supposed to be difficult.
Like Lord of the Rings Middle Earth.
A little bit, yeah. Awesome. And Halo Wars was way too easy. The learning curve was too quick. It was just a bad RTS, and it was made for casual gamers, not core RTS
now
players.
We could see
but they promoted it like a core RTS game. That's why everyone was mad about it. So hopefully, with Total War developers on this game, that it's going to be dope.
It's going to be great. Oh, also,
big news I want to know the plot. Because the first one was pretty cool.
They didn't really show much of a plot, but also, I don't know how I forgot about this, because I actually was really excited when I saw it. City Skylines is going to be making its console debut on Xbox One. City Skylines on PC is fucking sweet. It's awesome.
You think it's good? I mean, to me, it's like a SimCity knockoff.
But SimCity's trash now, so
well, the last one was, but the original one was really good.
Nope, this looks like original SimCity.
Alright.
I also want to point out, I want to end the show on this. We had a big Gamescom announcement today, actually. Today is, what's today? Today's Wednesday for us. Big announcement today was Mafia 3. We finally got our first glimpse of Mafia 3. It's set in 1968 in New Orleans. You play as a main character named
cool
Lincoln
setting,
Clay.
though.
Yeah, I feel like it's great. People aren't very happy. You play as a guy named Lincoln Clay. He's a Vietnam veteran. He's half black, half white. And which is it's very important to the story because of the race relations and all the issues that were happening.
I was like, why is that even important? And
because it's New Orleans, he's half black, half white. He
probably can't fit in either group.
He hasn't fit in. And when he came back, he tried to fit in. He was left for dead. He got shot in the head. He was left for dead by a guy. Which you see the guy at the end of the trailer. They're trying to kill him. Mm-hmm. And they showed him and how he's just like he's so motivated to do whatever he could for his family. And he's like, what would you do for your family? Like that type of thing. He's there's really no clear direction with this guy. You can't say that he's like ruthless, but you can't say that he's like calm. Like
what he reminds the way you're describing. Now I didn't watch the trailer because I don't give a shit about Mafia, to be honest. I never played the other games.
Vito's back, by the way. If you like Vito from the first one, he is back and he's old and he's part of this guy's group to take down the Italian mob because now Lincoln's part of the black mob. They're saying the black mob movement in New Orleans that's going to take out the Italian mafia. Weird, but anyway.
He sounds like, you ever seen American Gangster?
Denzel Washington. Oh my god.
He sounds like that character, that calm collective, but you fuck with him, you're gonna die. Like, you know what I mean? And he's just cool about it. He's just like, oh, all right, pop, goodbye.
No, he just like he walked up to the guy. And he's like, what would you do for your family? Mm-hmm. And then he's like, you left me for dead, pretty much. And he was just like, okay, got him like a fucking fish.
Yeah,
and it looked fucking awesome. Gameplay looked pretty good, a little janky, but it's like pre-alpha, so we should get a nice glimpse of it.
The other great thing that they showed, Dark Souls 3 gameplay.
Yes.
We didn't see gameplay at E3. We did see a trailer. We also got some interesting dialogue with it. I didn't catch a lot of the dialogue, unfortunately, but I'm sure there are other people on YouTube who will like translate and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The gameplay I want to talk about. The stylized of the game, and we already talked about this in the last during the E3 conference, and I'm sure a lot of other like news channels like Kotaku, IGN talked about it. Is very stylized of gothic stylization, like Bloodborne, that dark, dreary, not so much fantasy anymore, like Dark Souls used to be. And I'm hoping that's not the case for a lot of the areas, because my favorite thing about Dark Souls was its stylized fantasy realm, and Bloodborne was really good, but I mean they're not supposed to be the same game. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I'm hoping is a good thing is the fast-paced action of the game. Mm-hmm. It definitely looked faster. It reminded me of Bloodborne with bigger bosses and bigger monsters and faster movements. Even like in the gameplay they showed, you had the knight character with the heavy armor set and a claymore doing quick slashes and then dodging. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like,
it definitely looked really good.
I'm worried, but I think it looks good. And I'm a huge fan of the Dark Souls series. If this is the last one, I honestly hope they do a Demon Souls. Because it's from Software and Bandai Namco. From Software, I don't think developed Demon Souls, but I don't think they developed it. But I think the lead developers on that project came to From Software to make Dark Souls.
Well, the lead guy, he did Dark Souls 1. He left for Dark Souls 2 to do Bloodborne. Now he's back doing Dark Souls 3. So, I mean, I hope...
We'll see good
I'm not
things.
a huge fan of them. I feel like they're really nice to look at. I like to look at them.
They're stylized games, definitely. They're definitely beautiful stylized games.
Like Bloodborne. I played Bloodborne. I actually had a lot of fun with that game.
Yeah, so, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I'm really hyped for it. I just hope they don't ruin it. But I mean, it's the guy who did the first one and did Bloodborne, and both games were way better than Dark Souls 2, let's be honest. But I mean, we'll see what happens, you know what I mean? I'm sure it'll come out good because of the developers on this one.
We also had some big Destiny news, but stay tuned because
we'll put that in a separate
We're going to make a totally separate video for that.
I just want to touch on a few extra stuff that they announced.
God damn it, Matt.
What? Yeah, I mean, it's like the EA stuff and the Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 15 got a new trailer. Yeah. We got some new storyline content on that, and they talked a little bit about that.
These are our honorable mentions.
Yeah. Mirror's Edge Catalyst got 5 minutes of gameplay. It looked pretty dope. Sims 4 is getting an expansion.
That's nice.
Star Wars Battlefront got Sky gameplay, like the ships.
Oh, and then the Millennium Falcon was there.
It was so awesome. Dope. Koei Tecmo is creating Attack on Titan game. If you don't know who that is, that's the developer of Dynasty Warriors. So that sounds interesting. I could see that being really good. Mighty Number 9 got pushed back. Konami is being stupid.
Fuck Konami.
Yeah, Vita has a new game by a new developer, never before seen, whatever, indie developer. They're making I don't know, it's like a pixelated horror game, kind of like some of those other games that have been coming out. It's really cute, stylized, but it's dark as fuck. It looks really dope, though. And then, Mega Man Legacy Collection.
August 25th.
Yep. Dragon Age DLC next week. And what was the last thing? Shit.
Cool chat pad if you give a fuck.
Oh yeah, the chat pad for Xbox One. No one cares about that.
Pokemon
fighting game was shown. That was pretty good. But that's not what I was talking about. Oh, Square Enix is backtracking on its promise to release Dragon Quest X and 11 on the Nintendo NX, which was huge.
I guess they
especially after their original announcement. Maybe I don't know what happened. Oh, and Final Fantasy XII possible remake or remastering for next gen at the Conference for Distant Worlds, where if you don't know what that is, that's the orchestra that goes around the world doing Final Fantasy music orchestrated. The conductor came out at the end of the show and announced that it's very possible that 10 and 10-2 was just the beginning of the HD remakes starting with 12. And he teased it. And then he later renounced that teasing. Yeah, but it's very possible. Yeah, it's very possible it's happening, and he just had to renounce it for legal reasons.
Yeah, of course.
I'm hyped for that. That's my favorite Final Fantasy. But that is like a quick overrun of what's been happening for the rest of the week besides Gamescom.
And check us out the Destiny video. We're gonna leave it at that.
Yep.
See you guys next week.
Thank you all for watching. Bye.